Hello students, I'm your history teacher. So we have already gone through the first part and the second part, and we will try to understand about the Renaissance, discoveries, reformation, and so on. In this chapter, we will try to discuss the Industrial Revolution. Now, what is Industrial Revolution? It is a revolution, a gradual change that a machine began to take over some of the work of men. I repeat, machines began to take over the work of men. That means first men used to work with hands. And now there was industrial revolution, and it was the beginning of machine. And there was more production, and the quality of goods was better, and the quantity of goods was more. So there was a flow of industries in European countries, especially in England. These industries began in England. It started giving way to new system called the factory system. So many factors coming together is called factory. People, machines, money, so transport. So in a place of simple tools and use of animals and manual power, new machines and steam power came to be increasingly used. And as a result of this, many new cities were erected. Manchester in England, that is the outcome of industries. A new city came into being. So we'll try to understand why Industrial Revolution began in England. So let me tell you one thing. Suppose, let us consider this one as a globe, and this is a prime meridian. You might have studied in geography. This is a prime meridian. And here somewhere is located England, just the center of the world. Center of the world. And from here we can say that England had access to all the countries. And moreover, England was surrounded with oceans and seas, surrounded with water. And coal mines were available here. Coal mines and iron ores were available. And moreover, this is a equator. And this is a temperate region. Very normal weather. Not extreme cold and not extreme hot. So weather was favorable for the men and as well for the natural resources. That's why industries began in England. Let us see here some of the points. Through her overseas trade, including trade in slaves, she had accumulated vast profits which could provide the necessary capital. Capital means goods, raw material. She had acquired colonies. Colony means what? Poor country which England had captured. Even USA, that time it was not named as USA. Let us call American countries, Canada and some of the American colonies. Australia, Asian countries including India and many African countries were under England. England had occupied. So he could get raw material easily. What? Raw material. For what? For the industries like a cotton. England industry earlier, India was rich in textile, in preparing the clothes. But now England became rich in textile. So this I have given an example. Then There were farmers who had small holdings, small lands, and there were farmers who had bigger lands, more area to cultivate crops and so on. So what happened? The small farmers left their holdings, sold their lands to the big landlords and went to the factories to work. So there is another change. And this was a formation of a city. So England had plenty of natural sources, as I told you. Everything was favorable. So England had plenty of natural sources such as iron and coal essential for industry. England developed a large shipping industry. So 2-3 points are important for you to learn and go through. Then many inventions took place. Power loom was invented. Crompton, Cartwright, steam engine. In this period, steam engine was invented. Cotton gin was invented. So this made the textile and other progressed like anything. See here, the inventions took place one by one. Flying shuttle, spinning jenny, water frame, mule, power loom, cotton gin. One by one, the people began improving the industries. So, now what is the impact on the social sphere, political sphere of Industrial Revolution? The Industrial Revolution resulted in mass production of variety of goods, and these goods were sold in colonies, Asian countries, in American countries, in Asian countries, and African countries. It led to the rise of new industrial capitalists, the owners. The means of production, it resulted in the concentration of, there came two classes, the very rich and the very poor. The poor were more and the rich were less, the haves and the have not. The laborers had to work a lot, 14 hours. Today time is 8 hours, but that time 14 hours the labor has to work in the factories. So people began to think about the laborers. Inhuman condition of work in the factories. The conditions were worst for the laborers. So the government had to think about this, and that there was a Chartist movement in England. Let's not go deeply into that. Just let's see the main headings, main points. Okay. And next term is I told you in the introduction, is imperialism. What is this imperialism? The practice of establishing a country's rule and dominance over the economic and political life of the people of another country is called imperialism. In plain words, I will tell you, the rich country capturing the poor country and exploiting its economic and political resources. That means, let us call this India, and this is England. English people carried, East India Company carried goods, raw material from here to England, draining the wealth of India here, buying the raw material from Indian currency. That was a huge exploitation for India. So that could have been not possible unless and until England ruled here, that he can do his own monopoly over the colonies, over the countries. So, now, what are the causes of rise of imperialism? Surplus production, need for raw material, because they need the raw material, I told you already. So many countries, Germany, Italy, Spain, France, England, Portugal, these are the European countries, produced huge amounts of goods. They produced huge amount of goods and they needed colonies, countries to sell. So they made poor country, Asian country, African countries their market. So such was exploitation of a poor country by the rich country. Need for raw material. They needed raw material for the industry, I told you earlier. Development of modern means of transport and communication. This made industry more progressive. How? Because of modern means of transportation. They could carry goods from one place to another. Communication was better. So, see here, steamships, railways, telephone, telegraph. So such a communications was available. Then there was a pressure of population also. And there had risen industrial capitalism. That means the industrialists, the rich people, who wanted to invest money and wanted to produce more and more and get benefit of industries. And this all gave rise to nationalism. People began to work for their country. And you know that there was each country wanted to capture small colonies. Germany wanted to capture small colony. Why? To make a market. England had already occupied, France has already occupied colonies. So Germany also wanted to occupy, to make a market. So there was a tough competition. That's why what happened, World War I and World War II took place, 1 and 2. Clear? So, now what is the impact of imperialism in the Asian country or the poor country which had been captured? There were African countries, there were Asian countries, there were American countries. I told you that they were exploited. Their resources were exploited by the rich imperialistic countries. And it had a great impact on South Asia, especially India. So, these countries were backward, even India. There was no renaissance in India. But in 19th century, I told you in the introduction, the British built railway tracks. Communication was improved. Education, Western education, first time it was introduced. There were political changes. People, though Indian people who learnt Western education, they began to know the meaning of democracy, liberty, fraternity, and many other. So, such was a progress in India, and many reformers wanted to remove evil practices in India, like sati and so on. So that was the improvement, that was the effect on India and other Asian countries. So then slowly this helped to fight against the British rule, and we got independence in 1947 after a great struggle. That was after the World War, many countries became independent. So that's all of your chapter. If you have any doubt, you can ring up me. Number is 9855228646. Now let's discuss about the objective type of questions and then longer ones. Here are the questions. You can So you have seen the objective type. Now you can see the fill-ups here. World Protestant Reformation. This is a counter-reformation. And India, 18th century, and cotton gin. And this is a measure column. So, and true false. Now, let us discuss about the answers. How did the Renaissance Reformation and the new geographical discovery led to the modern age? It's on page number 2. See, page number 2, second column. It starts from here. Till discovery you can take. Or distant lands. If your answer is till discovery, better. If you want to extend it, you can take till distant lands. So this is the first answer. Your second answer, give reasons why the Industrial Revolution first began in England. These are the point, page 5. These are point, you can take any 3 and you take only first 2 lines, 1 or 2 lines. You need not take a full paragraph, first 1 or 2 lines, which you find easier. Then your third answer, discuss the impact of the Industrial Revolution on society, economy and polity. It is on page 7. Page 7. So these are the impact. Again, you have to take any 3 or 4 and take the first 1 or 2 lines. First 1, 2 lines, 1, 2 lines, 1, 2 lines, like this. Fourth answer, what is imperialism? Discuss the factor which led to the rise of imperialism. This is your answer on page 8. First 3 lines. These first 3 lines. And this just to give headings. After taking this lines, you take headings: surplus production, need for raw material, and development of modern means of transport and communication. You don't go in details. Just take headings. Then your fifth answer, describe the general impact of imperialism with special reference to South Asia. On page 9, it starts from here and till here. This you have to summarize. You read and make your own answer. Clear? Yes. These are the 2 answers. You have to do your own. Okay, give reasons. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me, ring up me, or you can call me anytime. Okay, bye.